So,
Well, so speaking of improving teams, I did want to talk about draft in the NFL.
yeah.
And we're going to do our top 10 mock draft, our first top 10. So obviously a lot of things always change, but it's always fun to kind of get these top 10s out early on to be like, wow, how much do things change after pro days and combines and evaluations? So I guess let's take your first overall pick, guys. Is it pretty set in stone that the Jaguars are still going to take Trevor Lawrence?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Yes.
And
it would be the worst decision in draft history.
And is it out of question that they trade out of there with someone that offers a ton of compensation to get Trevor Lawrence, but then Urban Meyer still maybe feels comfortable with Justin Fields?
So here's my thing. I don't think that the Jaguars should necessarily like turn their phones off. Like if somebody's sitting there just offering them like the holy grail of trades here, yeah, I mean you got to listen, right? But at the same time, I think you don't settle for anything less. So
Trevor to me is the best quarterback out of college. It's like Andrew Luck. So it's
it would have to be a Deshaun Watson trade. Like that's the only, and they would have that's the only thing I could think of them doing it for, because they know they need a quarterback, and Trevor Lawrence, like the upside on Trevor Lawrence is very, very high.
Yeah.
So it would need to be the Texans. Like I don't think there's like a multi-pick package that another team could, like if the Miami did the 3 pick and the 18 pick, I still wouldn't take it. Like I'm not taking Justin Fields and like Gregory Rousseau. That's not worth it. That's not worth Trevor Lawrence.
No.
So if it wasn't Deshaun Watson, I'm not answering that.
I almost would have to say it's got to be Deshaun Watson and something else. Like I'm serious though, because even if they got Deshaun Watson, they weren't going to be. I mean, he's good. He's excellent. Like possible MVP caliber quarterback, but they're still terrible every other position. So it's not like he's just going to suddenly jump them up to a playoff caliber team, right? It's not
for sure.
Oh, I just think you got to get Deshaun. You're mortgaging your future.
Well, and Deshaun,
young. So there's that, but I mean, by the time you're ready to compete, he might be towards the end of that contract, right?
Yeah, he might be 30.
And then you're mortgaging too much on that. So
no, even if it was Deshaun Watson, like even if Houston did come calling, like I'm still probably not taking it. Like you want a guy that fits with your time frame, and you don't know what that is. Like if they just had a down year and they knew next year they were going to be like a playoff contender, then you could take someone like a Watson. But it's Trevor Lawrence. I don't know why we're talking about it so much, but it was my fault, kind of.
It's plenty fine. Who do you guys have the New York Jets taking second overall?
I have them taking Fields. I do not think they're staying with Sam Darnold. But I know that's not the consensus opinion. I just you can't stay with Sam Darnold. I'm sorry, you just can't. He's bad. But
I think they're going to take Sewell.
Okay. If they want to protect Sam Darnold, they think Sam Darnold still has a shot in a snowball's chance in hell. If they still think that's a possibility, then it makes sense that they need to protect that end. They need to protect that edge.
I don't necessarily think they think Sam Darnold's it. I just think they're at the point where I'm not sure they feel Justin Fields is either. There's some saying Zach Wilson's better than Justin Fields too. I don't know, but
so that's who I have second overall. I have Zach Wilson.
I just don't think he's better than. I don't know. I think in my
Zach
opinion,
Wilson just seems like a Jets pick to me, though. It's not that I don't think
he kind of looks like Sam Darnold if you look at that.
Right. Yeah. To me, it just seems like a Jets pick. It's not that I'm not really high on Fields or Wilson or Lance anyway. Like it's pretty much Lawrence or bust for me in this draft. But I think they're ready to move on from Darnold. So I think they at least take Wilson to.
You think Darnold gets traded well before the draft? I mean, they're listening to offers already.
Yeah, I don't know about probably within the month of the draft. Yeah, I think it's going to happen.
Yeah. All right.
So, I don't know. Like Justin Fields is like the money name. Like he's like the interesting thing, and it's New York. Like it's New York. It's still New York.
Yeah, I don't know. I think either QB, if they go there, is going to suck. That's just my opinion. But
The team is still not ready for a quarterback success because they don't have the wide receiver weapons that they need. The running game is lackluster. Like they
Yeah.
need way more going on.
I think the value pick, if you're a Jets fan, is the offensive tackle. I think if you're sitting there going, okay, look, yeah, we know Sam Darnold stinks, but so does everybody else. So we want to, how do we what's the way we can make our team better quicker? In my opinion, is to build that offensive lineup. You can have a mediocre at best quarterback, and Sam Darnold, well, I don't think he's very good. I think he could be possibly mediocre with somebody to block, maybe a few guys to throw the ball to. And I think you start there with an offensive tackle. Now, I don't necessarily think the Jets have any idea what they're doing, though. So,
yeah. Well, let's see what we have third then before I put the next guy on the board. Who do you have the Miami Dolphins taking third overall?
Jamar Chase.
I've got Jamar Chase here.
Devontae Smith, but we can go with Jamar Chase.
Okay, I think it's a wide receiver. I think they need the extra weapon besides
it's one of those
Devontae
two.
Parker.
It's one of those two.
It's got to be Devontae Parker and someone else. And so if it's one of these, I think, and both of these guys have plenty of ceiling to be a great wide receiver.
Well, here's the thing. I think Jamar Chase is better. Devontae Smith just won the Heisman.
He's got the recency bias.
I think one thing that sucks to take into account with drafting, but you have to take into account with drafting, is marketability. It's annoying, but teams want to market. Yeah, teams just need to market their team. They need to sell tickets, and Heisman winner looks a little better on paper.
Well, the thing with Jamar Chase, in my opinion, I just think he fits. He's not tall, but I think he fits the little more physical receiver mold of the NFL. Obviously, he didn't play this past year though, so we've got we've got some of that, some questions there. So he's going to have to show out a little bit at a pro day or the combine.
I was going to say the determination between Smith and Chase is going to be the pro day and combine.
Yeah,
I think that's where people are going to be like, "Oh, you ran a 4.39. That's impressive. I might take that."
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So Smith's a little. He's a little undersized, but it hasn't really stopped.
He looks more beefy and physical and NFL physicality ready than Devontae Smith. We saw him in the national championship game. You still look super scrawny. You're super good, but how do you look like that?
Devontae Smith looked like those. How in Madden, the players on the sideline.
I saw a meme like that. I did see that.
Player on the sideline. That's what Devontae Smith looked
like. Not a fully functioning. Player. Yeah.
He just stood there and it's like, oh, all right. That's what he looked like.
So who do you guys have the Atlanta Falcons taking?
Wait.
You gotta move. You gotta pick a number two.
I'll drag it. But okay. Do you want to? I want to see who the next quarterback is that goes for me to decide what quarterback gets to go second.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Because then it's going to be the highest picked quarterback.
So are we looking at
Falcons?
We're looking at the Falcons. Yeah. Do the Falcons take a quarterback? Even I don't have them taking quarterback.
I could see it.
I think it's a possibility, but I don't think Matt Ryan's the problem with the team.
I think they're going to take Darrisaw. I have Darrisaw there.
Darrisaw, all right, wow.
I have them picking Kwity Paye.
Yeah, I have Kwity Paye actually here too as well.
Okay.
I think edge is their biggest need. Tack McKinley's kind of been disappointing at the very least.
Yeah.
I definitely think they could get more bang for their buck, but I feel like they want to be competitive, so they're looking, instead of best overall, they're looking for position of need.
So here's my thing. If scroll up for me.
Okay, sure can.
If Sewell doesn't get picked second, then I think they could take Sewell here, though. I think that would make sense to them as well. But I don't think they necessarily feel wide receivers a position of need. I don't think it is at all. They don't really need weapons necessarily. They've got the offensive weapons. The question would be, like you said, Joel, do they feel quarterback is the time? And I don't think Matt Ryan's the problem necessarily. Yeah, he's coming towards the end of his career probably, but I don't think that's necessarily the problem with the team at all. So
I don't know if tackle is. I still like Jake Matthews. I think he's a decent tackle. I think, and then they just also 2 years ago they spent was it either a second or a first round pick on Caleb McGarry. So their tackles are
right. I mean, I don't think he's been amazing. I don't know.
I think it's too early to give up on it. I think the offensive line's still pretty young, other than obviously your center's Alex Mack, who's in like his 15th year.
But he's still really good.
He's good. I don't know if the offensive line is a real issue for them, but I know that their edge rusher is like Allen Bailey, and then see if you trust Dante Fowler yet and Tack McKinley.
Yeah, I know. I see where you guys are coming from, and I think Pay is probably the best edge. At least
he's definitely moved up the board because it was for a while it was Russo from Miami.
I think Pay's better than him, in my opinion. Pay defends the run better, but
yeah. So 5 is where I'm going to put Penei Sewell. I think the Bengals need to solidify that corner to protect Joe Burrow because we saw how well Joe Burrow was protected. I don't think there's any way that Sewell falls lower than this. I think this is the lowest Sewell falls is 5.
Yep.
And I think if they're picking offensive line, no matter what, like they'll go down to Darisaw.
It would be ridiculous to not.
Else. Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous to not.
Yep. So yeah, if on our board, if Sewell's still there, they're going with him.
I'm on board if you want to throw Fields at 2.
Okay.
I don't necessarily think it's going to happen, but I understand it. So.
All right, we'll do that. We'll feel comfortable with that.
That way we've got it filled out a little bit here.
Yeah, so that would bring us here to 6 for the Philadelphia Eagles. What's going on here? I think a lot of people know what position is getting taken here. I think a lot of people are set that it's Chase, Waddle, or Devontae Smith. It's going to be one of those guys.
Yeah. So yeah, if between Devontae Smith and Jamar Chase, who's ever there.
Yeah, I think it should be Devontae Smith. I have Devontae Smith, but people are getting higher on Waddle. But I don't see to me, if they did get Waddle though, it would be very similar to the Chiefs with Hardman and Hill. Like you have Rager, then you have Jalen Rager, who's extremely fast from TCU last year, and then you get Jalen Waddle, who's extremely fast.
Well, I mean, Jalen Waddle before he got injured was supposed to he was number 1. He was better than Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith again had an incredible season.
So
I don't know. The thing with Devontae Smith in the Heisman, and I don't want to be poo-poo it, but it was a weird year.
Yeah.
For college football, he still won the Heisman. He deserved it, but if the Big Ten plays a full season, if Trevor Lawrence doesn't get hurt for 2 games, or not even hurt, didn't he have COVID? No, he was hurt. Never mind. But and Jalen Waddle doesn't get hurt, Devontae Smith does not win that Heisman at all.
I'd agree.
But he was consistent. He was on the best team. He was on the team that didn't have to deal with those things. But if they went with either Waddle, Smith, or Jamar Chase, who's ever left, if Miami does go with a wide receiver, I think they're all pretty similar to me. I'm not mad at any of them.
I think that if you're the Eagles, I think you hope that it's Jamar Chase there, though. Just because
for sure.
they already have. I think Jamar Chase fills the need of the build of receiver they want, a more physical guy. Obviously, Jamar Chase can still fly, but more physical, not necessarily tall, but he's only 6'1", but more physical, bigger body. If you get a guy like Waddle, he's like you said, Joel, he's similar to Rager. He's similar to what they already have. And he might be better, but it doesn't necessarily fill as much of a need at that position. You got to have you got to present the defense with a little bit more than just pure speed sometimes. Mm-hmm. So
I'm skeptical of Waddle a lot, though. I think he's a bust, but
I don't know if he's a bust necessarily. I think he's going to be excellent on special teams.
I guess.
But
that's not worth the number. That's not worth number 6 or anything like that.
And I don't know if he was. I don't know. I don't know if he's necessarily even top 10. So.
I guess I want to see more of his numbers again when Pro Day and Combine come before I sit and make generalizations.
Yeah, but is he even going to be able to do it? Is he going to be healthy enough to?
Oh, that's another good point. Yeah, he wanted to sit out of some of that.
He could barely move in the national championship game. So.
Yeah. Well, what do you think for our team at number 7, the Detroit Lions?
Micah
Micah
Parsons.
Parsons, and if they don't, I will throw a fit.
I will too. I've got Micah
Kyle
Parsons.
Pitts. It's Kyle Pitts.
Who is the
Yeah,
other?
no tight end in the top 10.
Would
Great
they
idea.
really? Who's the? I mean, the only other guy that I think they take, like, to me, I feel like we're at a win-win situation. I feel like either way, the other guys that we need would be like Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, or Sewell. And I think like those guys, like, or Kwity Paye even technically. Like I don't know if I could be mad about Kwity Paye if he even does well, but like all these guys, the guaranteed one of these 5 guys right here are falling to the Detroit Lions. They can't pass all of them.
No.
Yeah. It's a good year for it to be your first year as a GM for the Lions because you really can't go wrong.
Yeah,
you can pick Kyle.
Like even if like I know, yeah, like even I mean, look at some of the guys even on the right. Like I'm not looking at the quarterbacks, but I mean, hey, who knows? But like, are you really that mad with Jalen Waddle? Really? Like, if he's not a bust, Joel, I know you're like not fully bought in on him, but like
I would probably be a little salty about Waddle. I'm not gonna lie about it.
Yeah, but like I think there's still some people even on the right who I wouldn't be terribly upset with.
I'd be very frustrated if they drafted a corner again. Pretty much it's going to be one of these 5 guys, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think
you're not going to pick another tailback. You're not going to pick another running back. Your running back room's pretty set. There's no reason to pick a DB this early.
Technically, I think Zach Wilson's another option. I think that they would have there if Justin.
The only other one that you would consider is if you feel good about. I mean, you feel good about somebody other than Paye, and you want to go with a defensive end, right? That would make sense. So like Rousseau, if
Rousseau
pro days and stuff like that.
Yeah, if he goes off, but I don't know. I'm not.
Paye has. I don't know if you ever saw Paye's like 3-cone drill. Like he's probably gonna have the 3-cone drill that they have in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
He's going to set the record probably. Like
I've not seen him do
he's already done it in like Michigan's own pro day. So he's gonna go off.
Well, let's do 3 more here. The next pick is the Carolina Panthers, basically the runner-up option for Matthew Stafford. Obviously, it sounds like they want a quarterback, but do they take a quarterback here? Who do you guys have?
No, I don't think they do.
I actually do have them picking Zach Wilson.
I haven't seen it, and that's where I had Zach Wilson and Justin Fields flipped. I have Justin Fields.
But I like Teddy Bridgewater so much.
I don't think they care enough. I think they're going to use Bridgewater as trade bait eventually.
I know, but I like him. I like Teddy Bridgewater.
Too.
Too much.
So who do you have here, Ben?
Yeah, Wilson makes sense. I just don't. They're such a weird team. Like they're like.
I've seen other mock drafts even have them take Trey Lance.
I don't think Trey Lance.
Gross.
No. That just screams like Carson Wentz again.
But like, a faster Carson Wentz.
That's what that screams to me. Or like that
screams. A non-ginger Carson.
That screams like Giovanni Carmazzi or something. That's what that screams.
A future goat farmer. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like
I don't even know if that's a person.
He is a person.
Zach Wilson.
That has no internet service.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
He declined.
So Zach Wilson. We'll go Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson makes sense there. I just I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for, if they go down to like Darisaw or even if they go for cornerback. I don't know. They've got some good corners, fast corners at least. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised, but they have a bunch of holes, but they don't have anything that sits there and screams to me that they need this person at number 8. You know what I mean?
Right. I agree. Number 9. The Denver Broncos, Isaiah, you said that they were probably your top option for Matthew Stafford. Does that mean that they still look at quarterback here, which means Trey Lance?
So I did 2 mock drafts today, and I had them in one picking Patrick Surtain and one picking Trey Lance.
I have them in Trey Lance on this one.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, John Elway makes such bad quarterback decisions. Like,
he just doesn't want a better Denver Bronco than him, ever.
I definitely every year that passes, I think that conspiracy more and more, man. It's ridiculous.
He wants to be the best quarterback in Denver history.
Okay, I have a theory. How tall is Trey Lance?
6'4".
6'3". Yeah, well, I think it's 6'3", but maybe.
So
6'3".
6'3".
the Broncos won't pick a quarterback unless he's 6'3" or taller.
I was gonna say Paxton Lynch, 6'7".
Brock Osweiler.
Yeah. Drew Lock, he's 6'2", though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
Is he?
a smaller guy. Yeah,
I think he's 6'2".
he might even be smaller than that. No,
He's a
think-
big 6'2".
He's a burly 6'2".
Drew Lock is 6'4".
6'4"? Get out of town.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, he plays smaller.
Hey,
The game is.
he does
5'9".
play smaller.
His game is 5'4". It's whatever. So do you think, are you going to go with Trey Lance here too, Ben?
I'm gonna go with Surtain.
Okay. Surtain.
I think that makes more sense for that team. I mean, I don't think Drew Lock is the future. I think he's bad. I think he's at best a backup quarterback. But, I mean, from all accounts, at least in my opinion, from all accounts, they want to give him another year to see. They like what he does. I don't know why, because what he does is throw interceptions. But
So I actually don't hate the corners though for the Broncos. I mean, Bryce Callahan and AJ Boye.
I think you can have more though. I think corner's a position that you try to get three on the field at a time. I think Surtain's. I think I like Surtain better than Farley.
Surtain's my favorite corner in this class. I have him 10 for the Cowboys.
Who do they have at running back right now? Obviously, like Philip Lindsay, but
The running back is Melvin Gordon, Philip Lindsay, Royce Freeman, and Levante Bellamy.
those are all like not very good in my opinion.
Well, obviously Gordon's fallen off a little bit, and Lindsay's should be better, but they didn't give him the ball as much this year.
Yeah, I don't think they'll draft a running back, but if they did, they'd pick ETN here probably. But I just don't. They have too many. I don't know. I guess Trey Lance makes sense, but I like Surtain there. I think that makes sense to them as well. Or if they really want to, if they feel good about Darisaw or something like that, if they just want to go like best available, that's not Kyle Pitts or Waddle, then Darisaw makes sense there probably too.
Okay, well, who do you guys have for 10? And maybe that will determine who I fill in here for the Cowboys. Because I have Patrick Surtain at 10.
Yeah,
I
had Farley, but
have Kyle Pitts.
I would put Surtain.
Kyle Pitts. Okay, well, they do need the Cowboys could go at the tight end. I hope.
I think they need more defense, though, in my opinion.
Their defense was bad, but they don't.
Yeah.
Their tight ends Blake Jarwin and like Geoff Swaim. Like I don't think you want that.
They have decent corners.
Yeah, kind of.
It depends. I guess it's gonna depend on if they feel Kyle Pitts is like the next T.J. Hawkinson or something. I don't know.
Pitts just blew up.
The best tight end in the league.
Up and coming.
The next, I don't know, Tony Gonzalez, Gronkowski,
Travis Kelce.
I mean,
that's Hawkinson.
He's 6'5", 239. Look at that.
So here's the thing with Pitts.
He's dynamic. He's definitely dynamic.
My thing with Pitts is that he blew up like crazy this past year, and that just scares me when you don't have multiple years of
excellence,
ridiculous, performance. I guess now, and this year was just weird. I don't really know how much stock to put into a lot of this year. Because as Isaiah made a point, it was really, really weird this year. So, I don't know. I like Surtain or Farley here.
I like Surtain, but I think I think I'd even almost take Asante Samuel Jr. ahead of Farley. Like I just like anytime that it's genetics that their dad was a legend. Like it's gonna work out.
I guess. Yeah.
Like
Barry Sanders Jr. sucked, so I don't know.
That's true, and so did Fred. So did Fred Taylor Jr.
Yeah,
that's true. What am I saying? I guess we're probably gonna have at least Lance and Surtain.
Yeah, just throw Lance and then Surtain. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, deal.
I think this is going to change.
This is not going to be the real deal. This is not our final draft. So it'll be interesting to look back on that though, for sure.
Yeah, you want to save it?
I will save it.